Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Learning Architecture. Today we are going to talk about architect Anil Lal. Content credits for this presentation goes to A. Sumedha from VSAP Hyderabad. Professor Anil Lal was an Indian architect and urban planner, particularly noted for his sensitivity to the needs of the poor and for his use of traditional methods and materials, dovetailing the contemporary elements into his design. He is the principal architect of Anandpur Building Center, an academy for sustainable habitat research and action. This, in short, is also known as ASHRA. He is considered the master blaster or champion of low-cost housing and earthquake engineering in our country. He also has many high-end and high-tech structures like the Q1 Vertex geodesic dome, space frames, A-frames to his credit. So apart from this low-cost techniques, he has developed these high-end techniques as well. He was also instrumental in setting up the Laurie Baker Building Center, LBBC in Delhi, an organization promoting low-cost, eco-friendly structures. Life history. He was born on August 6, 1944 in Amritsar, Punjab. He died on 5th of July 2016 in Delhi. He studied architecture at the School of Planning and Architecture, Delhi in 1968. He has worked with Joseph Ellen Stein and Mrs. Stein, Ram Sharma Kandinde, to name a few. He was a former visiting professor at SPA, Delhi, and the former chairman of the Habitat Polytechnic. He has been a passionate teacher and inspiration for his students and fellow teachers. He has won many awards: World Habitat Award 2002 by BNSHF, Indian Building Congress Trophy in 2004, Special Award for Environment Friendly Architecture in 2007, Best Practices Certificate by Dubai International Award for Earthquake Resistant Structures. Let us talk about his philosophy and design. Anil Lal is known for his understated, pure organic but geometrical forms. So, understated, not very hi-fi, understated, but pure organic and geometrical. His design concepts speak of clarity of design and detailing, very detailed, very clear spaces. His works often incorporate tradition with contemporary style. He is best known for cost-effective and sustainable technologies in India and the world. So this is a roof structure designed with low-cost techniques by Anil Lal. Lal has been involved in various teaching, hands-on training programs. So he develops these techniques for low-cost construction, and then he used to take workshops to teach these techniques to other people. So in his words, I have chosen to do research and not research as we know it. To my mind, it is simple and requires a blend of nature's bounty, traditional wisdom, and advancement to the technologies developed by man. Nature, tradition, and technologies. Will I live in a home built with the technologies that I propagate for the underprivileged? Yes. In my case, I do. Book Green is read by Anil Lal. So in this book, this statement by him is written because even though he developed low-cost techniques, but the quality was very good. So even he was himself ready to live in such houses. The construction technologies used in high-income group housing are the same used in a slum rehabilitation scheme. He built low-cost, low-energy, climatically suited and aesthetic houses. Even though it was low-cost, but it was aesthetic as well, with recycled waste for people's real needs, keeping the humane scale alive. Not very grand, but humane scale. So this is a book by Anil Lal sir. His projects used bits and pieces of waste to make aesthetically appealing structures that are eco-friendly and rooted to the community and tradition. The roofs of Bhumiheen camp a school for slum children, have the waste stone found in that area, a signature Anil Lal technique. So whatever waste materials and whatever materials are found in that locality, he used to those for that particular project. Lal was very sensitive to the environment and had a minimal use of guzzling RCC in his buildings. So these are other prominent works, other prominent projects done by Anil Lal sir. Jaunpur Slum Resettlement, Delhi, Dipale School, Anandpur Building Center and Residence, Katha School for Slum Children, Puskaran Residence, Chandigarh, Jhalawar Housing, Rajasthan, Lucknow Housing, Uttar Pradesh, Prince Ashok Raje Gaikwad Preschool, Vadodara, Gujarat, Bhartiyam Gram, Delhi, Bhumihin Camp, Delhi, Exposition Center, Bangalore, Escorts JCB Factory, Kota General Hospital, Rajasthan, Krishnan Residence, Gurgaon, Veda Village Township in Jamaica. And these are some of the proposals he sent. And these are two books by Anil Lal. Threads of Sustainability, which he wrote in 2005, and Green is Red was published in 2013. So these are the structures that he used to build. This is an image of his own residence. So other techniques he used to. So you see, all of these structures don't have RCC in them. Instead, he has used different kinds of slabs, stones, locally available materials, brickwork. Even the columns are made in brick. A-frames, another kind of A-frame. So instead of RCC column, he has used A-frames and other structures for load bearing. So this is Hubon technique for roofing, space frames, A-frames. And for roofing, he has used funicular shell roof a lot. A flat arch rotated around the center results in a load-bearing brick roof without the use of steel. So he is making roof without using steel, without using RCC. How? By making a flat arch in a curved fashion and laying bricks along with it. So it becomes it results in a load-bearing brick roof. The funicular structure is one of such compression structure which causes conservation of natural resources by obviating the use of expensive steel and cement. Further, the arch distributes the point load in all directions equally. Thus, it is able to withstand impact loading at any point. So, apart from this, you can make this funicular shell roof flat as well. How? You have to lay bricks, but you cannot make it like very for long expense. For medium and small sized roof, if you are creating, then for these you can use this kind of structure. So first of all, a mold is made, and in this mold bricks are laid in this fashion. So layer by layer you keep laying bricks this way. Fill this with maybe some lime or aggregate. You fill this up and interlock it with keystone for every layer. Keep interlocking with keystone, and then it becomes so strong that even if you stand on it, it does not fall. And finally you can remove the mold. So this is flat funicular shell roof. And through this you can create variety of designs. A simple yet splendid roofing system using natural materials. You are just using natural materials and you are creating these beautiful designs. Can take any shape, square, rectangle, trapezium, triangular, or any other shape. Various artistic patterns. You get to see so many artistic patterns. Let us study a case study in detail, and over here we are taking a look at his own house. One has to stress how we blend architecture, engineering, art, and artisans, but rarely does one see the integration of all four. Do that, and the structure becomes sustainable. What are the four things? Architecture, engineering, art, and artisans. So, architecture, you see, you have to understand the engineering part as well and artistic part as well. Built on 6,000 square feet is an apt example of low cost, eco friendly house which also helps protect, conserve, and recycle resources. According to Lowell, this was quarried land when he bought it way back in 1987. I am living in an area where stones and coarse sand are available in plenty. I have used those materials to build my house. It is just that common, sensible approaches and practical structures are considered extraordinary, and my house has become the talk of the town, he says. Instead of using regular bricks that are 3 to 4 inches in breadth of the walls, Lowell has used stones that are 12 to 18 inches thick. Says the architect, the thickness of the walls insulates the house in such a manner that it is cool in summer and warm during winter. We seldom need to use the air conditioner. The house, constructed on the principles of the late architect Laurie Baker, costs just 1.2 million in 1993. So 1.2 million is what? Around 12 lakhs. So just in 12 lakh rupees, he got this beautiful bungalow built. According to Lowell, he has built an introverted house. The master bedroom is at the center of the house. This is the master bedroom located over here. And there is a reason for this. It offers a clear view to the courtyard. This is the courtyard. From there, the occupant can spot visitors as soon as they enter the perimeter. So, as soon as they enter the perimeter, they can see them. And this overlooks this space as well, all of these things. So that is why this master bedroom has been located centrally, so they can have a view. Master can have a view at the activities of all of the premises. The living room for guests as well as the kitchen is also visible from there. You saw that? Living room for guests and kitchen. Okay, here is living room and here is kitchen. This is kitchen and this is the dining area. So you see, this is the seating area. Over here, this seating area. This is dining space. This dining space over here. Another image of the dining space. So this is the dining space. The architect has used a revolutionary concept in roofing, the funicular shell, to great effect. So all the roofing he has done with funicular shell only. The funicular shell is more efficient than the standard RCC, reinforced cement concrete, as far as insulation and weather protection are concerned. So this is the funicular shell roof in bedroom. This kind has been used in bedroom, and this is used in drawing area. Here is the plan. You see, water harvesting provision is also done along by the building. So all of these water gets collected, and he has these gardens, landscaping. So this this harvested water is used to water his garden. These are the section. Hot air rising up through the fly wire net openings. Cool breeze flowing in. So naturally ventilated house. Very low maintenance. Courtyard, air circulation. The concrete beams run diagonally to the walls of the building for earthquake resistance. So, concrete has been used for beams, but for roofing, concrete has not been used. Instead, funicular shell is used. Colored tiles, pieces of marble, waste granite, all have been recycled and used in some way, adding to the house's allure. The house has been painted just once in its lifetime. This is because, according to him, paints is the main cause of environmental degradation. Also, you see in the plan, hardly any wall you will find that is straight. Maybe this wall is little bit straight and over here. Other than that, all of these are curves. It is looking so organic, as if it has grown from the side. During the monsoon, when there is a threat of floods, a drainage system has been built in such a way that no water collects around the structure. The drain empties into areas a little away from the house, but no water leaves the premises. The kitchen and bath wastewater empty near the banana and papaya trees in the garden. Another novel method to watering the plants, but in a cost effective way. Contrary to popular belief, low cost housing is not a structure for the poor. It means cutting unnecessary expenditure even while building a beautiful house. It is about reducing construction costs by using alternative methods of construction, using local and indigenous building materials, local skills, energy savers, and environment friendly options and other effective measures. So this was about Anil Lal sir. I hope you had good insight about him through these slides, and we will again meet in the next video with another architect. Take care.